Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have some big news in the world of Superman, and it looks like Superman Legacy is no longer going to be Superman Legacy. According to James Gunn, he's recently decided that Superman Legacy will just be titled Superman. And actually, I like it. I feel like, Superman Legacy, even though it's a really good title, I think there was so much pressure, right? I mean, you're doing Superman, right? The last time somebody did Superman, we got the best Superman ever in Henry Cavill. And a lot of us are still trying to recover from this idea that we will not see Henry Cavill don the cape again, see him wear his beautiful suit. As a matter of fact, we're about to talk about the suit and all the backlash that they're receiving right now. But yeah, so Superman Legacy will now be Superman. It will still come out in July of 2025. And according to James Gunn, again, he said this is more like an epiphany, right? While he was actually finishing up writing and doing his principal photography, he decided, you know what? I feel like this title needs to change. I feel like what we're about to do with this movie, the title Superman fits way better than Superman Legacy. And I don't know about anybody else, but I like that idea. I really do, because I really feel like, yes, doing Superman, and this is the first big project in the new DCU, right? Coming from DCEU, coming from what we've loved and admired and appreciated from Henry Cavill as Superman, and how Zack Snyder really did him justice in Man of Steel. So there's a lot of pressure. So I feel like he's trying to kind of taper off the expectations, but at the same time, it's hard to, because he's starting a new universe, and Superman will be the biggest character in the DCU. So, I can give him props for that, because again, I'm not a director, but I can imagine not only that he's a director, but also in charge of DC. So, ton of pressure. But anyway, moving on to the suit. Here's a rendering of the suit we're gonna get. And there's a lot of backlash right now, because a lot of people compared the texture of how it looks to a basketball. So a lot of people are not happy with this. But obviously compared to Henry Cavill's suit, and Zack Snyder put a lot of. I remember him talking about the intricate details that they had to actually incorporate in the suit. Like there's Krypton language in the suit. They had to, you know what I mean? They had to actually, obviously the Krypton doesn't exist, so they actually had to come up with the language and letters and all these things. And you saw it in Superman's suit, and it was outstanding, because even if you saw it on the other characters that were in Man of Steel, like Zod, Feora, you saw the intricate details that were in their suits. It was kind of cool. So coming from that to this, again, I can't say whether I like it or I don't like it. To me, it's interesting, because again, every director that has, or every director and every person that's actually donned the Superman suit, there's been different renders. Christopher Reeve's suit was different. You know what I mean? And so Brandon Ruth, his suit, he actually donned two of them. As you see here, he donned two suits, and they're all different. So I don't understand why there's a backlash here, and I don't blame James Gunn. This is his movie. This is his direction. This is what he's doing. So I don't blame him. But a lot of the backlash, I feel like, is, it's coming from fans, again, and I've talked about this before, who've just been disillusioned with DC and so not just with DC, but with Warner Brothers and their direction and interference of the DCEU. I mean, we had an incredible line of movies that were supposed to just come and align and have this cohesion, right? But they absolutely destroyed it. So fans are jaded, fans are angry, and again, they're lashing out. And again, this is not James Gunn's fault. He has this tall task of redirecting and really re-engaging people with DC. And his first big budget movie is Superman. And again, I expect there to be backlash, but I didn't expect it to be like this. It's like this is somebody that brought us He did so well in the Guardians of the Galaxy. He did so well in Peacemaker. You know, people right now are so crazy and hungry for Peacemaker. You know, so let's just give this dude a chance. Let's allow him to do what he's supposed to do. But yeah, the backlash to me is just a bit much. Allow this man to do what he wants to do. And trust me, I feel like we're going to get a good movie. That's just my 2 cents. So in other good news in Superman Legacy, well, Superman, they just announced a new cast. And like I said, you know, if you know Superman, you know that Superman is, he is a reporter. Okay, he's a reporter, and he's a reporter for the Daily Planet. And if you know anything about the Daily Planet, they have a pretty cool, very vibrant, very brash editor. And his name is Perry White. And Lawrence Fishburne actually played him in Man of Steel and in the DCEU. In this case, they actually just cast Wendell Pierce. They actually cast Wendell Pierce to portray Perry White. And I really think that's a really, really, really good cast because I like him as an actor. You probably know him from The Wire. You know him from Suits. You know him from a lot of movies. I think I've also seen a lot of times a lot of TV shows. I've also seen him in Chicago PD. So he's a really seasoned and accomplished actor, and I kind of feel like he does embody Perry White. I feel like his demeanor, his voice, you know, because you want somebody that really is, you know, you want somebody that has a voice that carries, right? And I think he does have that. So I feel like this is really cool. It's really cool to see that they, you know, this tells you something about James Gunn and his approach to this movie. You can say what you want to about the direction of the DC universe, but James Gunn is really, really putting a lot of effort into making sure that he has the right people in this movie, in this project. Because again, this is a project that will launch the DCU. So there's so much pressure here. And again, from a fan, I just want something good. You know, a lot of times people feel like a lot of people are blaming the DCEU fans. A lot of people are saying the Zack Snyder fans are the ones who don't want James Gunn to succeed. I don't believe that's the case. I think it's just the fact that we've had so much trash lately, and a lot of it being or coming, a lot of it because Warner Brothers decided to interfere in the DCEU. I mean, they interfered in almost every freaking movie. You know, it's so frustrating when you watch a movie and you're like, I liked the movie, especially in the beginning, but you're like, it missed something. And then you realize what? They decided to interfere with Man of Steel because if you know Zack Snyder, he loves making lengthy movies. Not because he wants them long, but he loves adding so much content and stuff into a movie. So as a fan, when you're watching it, you're like, there's so, you know what I mean? So when you watch Man of Steel and you're like, I think there was a lot more left. And then you realize they did. And then you watch Batman versus Superman and you realize they interfered with that too, because once the Ultimate Edition comes out, you realize if this was in the movie, that movie probably would have made an extra $100 million. And then obviously with Justice League giving us Justice League, and we find out that they actually axed it for no damn reason. We go to the movies, this horrible, crazy movie I knew from the first scene, this was not Zack Snyder's movie. This movie made over $700 million. And then what do you think would have happened if they just allowed Zack to show the movie we saw finally, once he was allowed to show his masterpiece? That movie would have made over $1 billion. I have no doubt in my mind that movie would have made over $1 billion. And anyway, so moving forward they interfered with everything. And again, there are certain movies that are not part of the DCEU, sorry. You know, like the Joker that made over $1 billion, like Matt Reeves, the Batman that we all watched and loved. So I really don't believe that, you know, because again, people are blaming the DCEU fans, a lot of them saying it's the Zack Snyder fans who are the ones who are angry and loud. No, I think fans are just frustrated and tired because several of the last movies we've gotten have just been trash. You can tell it's a studio either not caring or interfering, right? So it is frustrating, and I think fans are frustrated. So any change, anything that they're not happy with, they will voice it. But they all want a good movie. I kid you not. Regardless of how angry, regardless of how pissed people are with Warner Brothers, we as fans, we want something good, and we honestly want this movie to be good. So I don't believe in whatever everybody, this narrative that fans don't want James Gunn to succeed because, you know what I mean? There's no way. Because as fans, we love good content. So we can't wait, and we're just hoping that because trust me, these fans will fall in love with you fast if you give them a good product. And I feel like James Gunn is really looking to do that again, because a lot of things we've always wanted DC to stand on its own and have a DC head that is actually ushering a new direction, a good direction. We have that now. So I think all we have to do is just give this man hope, give this man time, give him patience, give him some grace, right? Allow him to do what he wants to do, and I'm fairly certain we're gonna get a good product, because again, if he doesn't, DCU will crash faster than they want. But I'm hopeful, and I really feel like this dude is actually going to do a good job. I really believe that. Anyway, that's all the news that's coming out of the Superman world. I'll see you on the next episode of the African Comic Guy. You guys have a great week.